looks like I've got audio if all things are going well. Oh man, it's always something at the beginning of this thing. But here we are on another week. Hello to everybody who's out there. And Rich Ross, thanks for telling me you can hear me. It's always nice to know that the audio is working because that seems to be one of my, sort of regular conundrums. So I hope everybody is doing all right, managing in this crazy time we are in. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to feel a little crazy. And I spoke to a lot of people I work with when I talk to them on the phone. And everybody's sort of saying, first couple weeks we were hanging in there. But like things are starting to make us all a little, crazy with social distancing and all that. But hope you're all making the best of the situation. I hope you guys are finding ways to stay busy and have fun. And focus on the important things in life, which is what I'm trying to do. And what's important in life? How about writing some code? That's what we're here to do. We are here to write some code, and I think we'll get started on that in a minute. Why not? Let's see. Let's go to my desktop here. Oh, that is my desktop. That's not my. Okay, that's my desktop. What was that other? That was weird. I don't know what that other scene was. So what are we doing here? Visual Studio. Our friend Visual Studio, as usual, we've opened up. And what I usually do is start off each show and just go through what I've been working on so that it's pretty clear to people and what we're going to work on today. And hope you guys can help out with some ideas and things like that, if it all makes sense, and hang out. And if anybody wants to say hi or chat, feel free to jump on in. And let's see what's going on. So I've got my new setup for the second week here. And what I really like about this new setup, since I'm using two machines to stream, is that my Visual Studio should start up generally faster. Of course, it's always going to the wrong browser. Let's see. So it tends to start up faster. The first time sometimes is a little slow, but my rig is running pretty well. Yeah, here's the old website, right? This is what we're working on. And we, quick run through, we've got this silly little archives section. And this isn't really kind of working really well. And then I thought I added it to the menu, but I guess I didn't add the edit. What was the edit page? There's a way I can go to episode history. That's it. And it will log me in automatically, and it did, and it says hello here, so that means I'm logged in. And I can go into this, and here's the list, and here's our favorite episode ever, where Freestyle told us about blocking. And then last week, we did some basic MVC Razor stuff. Obviously, these are not in order. This isn't really doing much of anything. But I think, does details work? I don't know. Yeah, okay, so we can get a little bit of details. And I can go from details to edit. Okay, so that's not working. I don't think there's an edit page. I think there's a Freestyle. Hey, Freestyle's here. Freestyle, you're famous, man. This is going to be, it's going to be like that for a while. You're going to be famous. We're going to use that as the example. And this time I remember what blocking was. So my memory is a little better. So I don't think we have edit, but I think I can do new. I can create a new one. And what I recall from last week is that some of these fields don't really go anywhere. So I'm going to just work this out a little bit, add some code, and write some tests for some of this stuff and see what's going on. So I think the first thing to do would be to get some of these additional fields going into the database. So what would the fields be? So we have a title, we have description, tags, air date, which isn't formatted very well here, and archive URL. And if I look in the code for this, I will see the episode history orchestrator. So let's go to the add episode. Okay. And when an episode gets converted to a domain object, The object that comes out is, see, the object that comes out doesn't have all that many fields, and I'll bet the database doesn't have them yet either. So I think we need to set up the database to our big database table right here. This is a massive schema that has ID, title, and details. So, and we're using a database project here, which means that when we make changes in here, we can actually just run this. It might not run now because I'm in debug mode, but I don't remember what the menu would look like here, but we'll be able to, where is, oh, maybe it's under deploy, publish. We'll be able to publish this and it will build locally on our machine and give us a database. All right, so you know what I'm going to do? Let's take a look at the episode. We expect it to have the archive URL. I think I put this stuff in the beginning when I wasn't really sure what I was going to need. So we're going to enable archive URL. That'll be important. And tags, which is just going to be a list of strings. And let's put in air date. And I'm going to leave these off for a while. But I do like to have these kind of values in entities. But I guess I just threw them in here for examples. So what we need to add is archive URL, tags, and air date. So if I go to this, I can say archive URL, and that's just going to be a string. What should it be? Nvarchar. You know what? Do you guys use, God, I'm no expert in SQL stuff, but nvarchar versus varchar. If I remember correctly, the N lets us use maybe like different languages other than English, I think, because the character set is different. But I'm not really sure, and I've always been in the habit of using the nvarchar. And I have to admit, yeah, Freestyle, Unicode versus ASCII. So what does that really buy me, though, in the real world? I guess is what I'm trying to figure out. Because I think really what I need is varchar in this case, right? But I could use nvarchar to get, I guess, ASCII characters must be what you get with nvarchar. And I guess maybe that allows me to add in special characters and things like that that I probably don't need. Freestyle says no. So I'm wrong. Well, I'm sure you're probably going to type something more. I could look it up. Let's find out. How about that? Why don't we just see what happens if we... Varchar is ASCII. Nvarchar is Unicode. Oh. So if we look at when to use... oh God, I got to be able to spell varchar versus varchar. Bet we can get something. Narchar? What's narchar? I thought it was nvarchar. This is an interesting typo here. This is funny because this comes up as the top result. Narchar, introducing a whole new. I don't know. Let's look at this one. So this person, Harlan Moss, different varieties of SQL Server predominant between varchar and nvarchar is that narchar, again he's saying narchar, is used for storing Unicode characters where varchar is used to storing non-Unicode characters. Data storage is 1 byte per character. In varchar, that's another big question we could have here. Whereas nvarchar is 2 bytes per character. And so that means even though it's Unicode, it's 2 bytes. I guess, yeah, so in topic definition, varchar has a lot, this English isn't perfect here for us, I guess, as a lot of 8,000 characters, whereas nvarchar helps as a lot of what? So nvarchar is worse? I am so backwards on this. Nvarchar is an info type sequence. It's a variable characters. Oh, they're all okay. Unicode characters are saved by using nvarchar. Multiple languages is likely to be saved in info base. Right. So if you're using multiple data, I think what this says is multiple languages, you would use nvarchar. If other languages are getting used, nvarchar will take twice space for storing extended set of characters. In field definition, nvarchar helps as a lot of... I honestly don't understand what this person's saying. But you know what? I started using nvarchar, and I don't know why, but I'll just keep it that way for now. And, you know, I never know to go. I mean, max is going to be slow, and I used to use these like 255s and hundreds, and who the heck knows what to make it. Probably 100 characters is enough. I don't know if that really matters. I can't imagine my... Well, you know, maybe I'll make really long archive. I don't know, let's go 255. That was another number we always used to use. Now, I'm going to allow nulls. I think, do I have to allow nulls, or can I set a default value? It matters for extreme database tuning. Thanks, Freestyle. And it probably doesn't matter for this little example, that's for sure. It has to do with page sizes, etc. Wow. I don't know. So let me think. I haven't done this kind of stuff in a while, but I want to add in these. Let's imagine that I want to keep the data that's in the database. And so if I'm going to say that this does not, well, right now they all allow nulls, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why I did that. But I think what I can do is change these and put defaults on them. I wonder if it'll let me do that. So what if the default, how do I do this? I think there's like, I know there's a default value. What if I just put in, I mean, how can title be null? That just doesn't make much sense anyway. What if I just put in, leave it blank? And maybe for a varchar, it'll allow it to be just, it'll turn into white space. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. So what are we doing? We're adding archive URL. We're adding tags. I don't know. I'll just make it the same size for now. And what was the other one I wanted to do? Archive tag. Oh, date. Original. Oops. Original air date. That seems like a good one. And for this, I'm going to use date. Where is it? Oh, I'm probably above me. Okay, I gotta scroll. Date time, and let's make this not nullable. And let's see what happens now. I'm kind of curious if I publish this now, we'll find out if this null thing is going to cause trouble. So this is going to generate a DAC pack and allow me to basically right now go into this thing and where is it? What is my connection? Am I doing this in the when I'm debugging, am I using a local database? I thought I was, but who can remember? Local Swami streams. Okay, it is local. All right, I didn't see it come up in the tool. I guess I just have to pick it. So let's try that again. Let's go to database. Hello out there, everybody who's listening. Thanks for joining me today while I try to figure my way through whatever the heck I'm doing. Let's do this. Let's do local and server name. Does it come up this way? Swami streams. Let's see if this works. Test connection. Okay, good. So if I do this, and I could generate a script or I could publish it. Let's publish it and see if that succeeds or fails. It might fail because the defaults aren't set and there's data in the database. I'm not sure. And it failed. Where's my little grabber thing? Okay. Gives me a lot of information here. View results. Where? I don't know what. Oh, here it is. NRO's schema update is terminating because data loss might occur. Right. I think that's because of the thing I was saying. I think. So what if, just for kicks, I just put in... Philly Azure is now hosting me. Thanks. I thought I fixed the animation on that right before the show, and we had a zombie thing, but I thought I fixed it so it wasn't a zombie anymore. But I haven't got all my animations working. But hey, thanks Philly Azure for hosting. Appreciate that. Let's put in like a space or something like that just to see. And for this, I'll put like, actually this one, can I do this? Is this right? Get date? Something like that, I think. These are the new fields. I thought that can get better into, if I go to like properties, default value. What if I say, I'll just put in something like legacy. You know, meaning this was like, this existed before, and it does go there. Yeah, so that's okay. This will work fine for me. Let's see if this works. As I fumble my way through database stuff that I just don't do that often. Oh, okay. Well, it knows that I haven't built. That's cool. Could have just built it for me, couldn't it? I couldn't have just compiled it for me? I don't know. So, hey. Oh, look at that. Legacy is not permitted. I wonder if it needs to be in quotes. Like single quotes because it's SQL. And then it'll just like know that it's text. Right? So, while this is running, build succeeded. Cool. So, hey, tonight, if you're here now, why don't you come back tonight? Well, not come back here, but tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Dev Talk Show, where my friends Rich Ross, Chris Gomez, and I will be talking about, what are we talking about tonight? Tonight we're talking about GitHub Actions, and that'll be cool. And you can find us at mixer.com/the Dev Talk Show, twitch.tv/the Dev Talk Show, and you can use video.thedevtalkshow.com to get to YouTube. And we're having fun with that show. And we're doing it all remote now. We've got it really working well. I hope, cross your fingers. Looking forward to having a fun show tonight. Freestyle says, to be really proper, it should be N legacy. Oh, man. To set it as an nvarchar literal instead of varchar literal, that has to be internally converted. Wow. Hey, man. Freestyle coming in with the solid tips today. Appreciate that. If I knew how to do like the streaming stuff really well, I would probably be able to throw some kind of like bling and hit a button and say like, yay, freestyle, and like animation things would happen or something like that. I don't know how to do that stuff. So, but that would be cool. This would be a case where I'd be like, you know, one of these like, you've gone the extra mile, blah, 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 and it like does something cool. And all I can do is, throw the applause out, which is cool. But that's all I got. But we're getting there. We're getting there with the stream. Let's publish this. And see this, I don't know. I guess I have to save this. It doesn't save it for some reason. Let's fix that. Let's go here and say okay, and then save the profile, because this is getting annoying. I think I can just do this. And then it'll just take me in here each time. All right, let's see if this works this time. Also, your tags is just an, oh yeah, that's weird. Thanks. Yeah, thank you. I wasn't really paying much attention to that. Well, this failed anyway, which is good, because now I can change this to nvarchar, which is right. I don't like that whole trimming the spaces. I know that problem. I didn't notice I typed it wrong. It's not letting me change it, is it? It's not letting me change it like that. What if I do this and then change it to... All right, that seems to work. Now, still didn't work. Maybe it was because of that legacy thing. Let's just try it one more time. I don't know. I don't know. I doubt it. You know, where do I do load profile? Why can't it just give me the default profile? Whatever. So if this doesn't work, we can look at publish script and see what publish script does. And maybe this just will become a show about DAC packs and data and database projects. And maybe that's okay too, because the way it works as a developer is we just wing it and figure out what we're doing as we go, right? And you know what? Maybe the problem is title. Maybe because I changed title. You know what? Let's just put this up here too. Because I did make title, you know, I don't know if I could even have anything with title in there, but let's just try that first too. And give that a run and say load profile, even though I keep saying I wish it should just know that that's my title. I mean, that's my profile. It's just not being happy at all. So I feel like there's going to be more information somewhere, but I don't know where it would be. So just for kicks, I was thinking I could do this, and we could probably see what it's going to try to do to my database. If I go to publish, do generate, oh yeah, I know, load profile. Generate script. I assume it's going to generate a script somewhere, and we'll be able to see the change that it makes. And this should kind of tell us, this is basically saying it's comparing it to my existing database. And this is what happens if there's an error, and this is just the whole script, right? So it's going to alter tables episode, alter column details. So it's going to set it to not null. But it's not setting the default on this. Does it do that somewhere else? That's interesting. So it's going to add details. It's going to mark details and title to be not nullable. And then it's going to alter these. This one should be working. I think this get date thing is right. And creating unnamed constraint. Default. See, it adds the default afterwards. I wonder if that's a problem. I wonder if this is in the wrong order. Wouldn't you think you'd need to have the default before you set it? Thanks, Freestyle. Yeah, right? So maybe it's, I don't know why, but let's just move this. And this. Am I taking the goes with me? I never know if I'm taking the go with me. It doesn't matter, right? As long as I have enough goes in here. And this is interesting because I've not really had problems with these DAC packs. If you alter the table to not null, it will fail if it has nulls, right? That's what I was thinking. So usually these things generate these things correctly, and there could be some setting in here that I'm not doing right. But now that I have this script, I can actually just run it, I think, which isn't really what I wanted to do, but it'll be interesting to see if it works. The schema update is terminating because data loss might occur. Still didn't like it. Yeah, you know what? Why not? So let's just see, what else did I do? Drop constraint primary key episodes. Oh, I don't know. This is interesting. It says creating an unnamed constraint on, but it doesn't have a constraint in here. And here it's, you know what I mean? I don't know what this is all about. It's like it didn't generate this thing correctly at all. What the heck is this? I noticed that before. So alter table episodes, add default. So add this, add that. Theoretically, that should work. I don't know which line is failing. Come on. And I guess it's because this, if exists, select top row. Oh. Okay, I'm not paying attention at all. So look here, the way this thing goes, it says go, and then it says if exists episodes, and it just fails automatically. It's basically saying no. I'm not going to let you update this because there's data in the table. Simple as that. And I wasn't looking very closely. So this is, I don't think, what it should say. And I believe there's some settings in here when we do, let's try this again. Well, I might have shortened the column length, but that might not be the point. I mean, it might be the point. And I hear what you're saying. But in advanced here, I remember this. There's some stuff that says, there's some rules that are in here. Deploy database properties. Philly.net is now hosting me. Hey, thanks, Philly.net. Freestyle says that's the truncate error. Did you shorten a column length? That's the truncate error. Well, Space Shot's now hosting me. Man, the hosting is just going berserk here. Woohoo! Update. This data loss might occur. That's the truncate error, but it's happening no matter what. That's what I'm saying. It's not even checking. So I think what I was saying, either way, this would be a good thing to learn. If we go to this publish on these projects, under advanced, there's something in here that says something like script validation for new constraints, unmodifiable, object warnings, verified deployment. I thought I remember something. Now you remember why you don't use. Oh, I like ORMs. This is not really part of the ORM. This is the DAC pack. If we're being fair and keep it separated, but there's a setting in here somewhere that says script validation, unmodifiable object. I thought there was a setting in here. Well, here it says block incremental deployment if data loss might occur. Since I don't really care, which is a bad experiment, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm game for that. Let's load the profile, and before I do that, I'm not sure if that will reset the settings. Blah, yeah, okay, cool. And let's see what happens. Because that's the way we can do things. Because we don't really care about the data. The only thing we care about in the data is that there's a great episode about Freestyle and his suggestion, but we can always add that back in. So it generated the script and it still failed. Am I reading that right? Am I in the right order here? Still failed? Here it is. Alter column. Okay. Cannot insert a value null into the column details. The column does not allow nulls. Cannot insert a value null into the column details. Well, I'm not inserting a value unless it's trying to recreate data. I don't understand that. Well, I could go back and leave these things null, which is what they were in the first place. But it all seems sort of strange. Oh, Freestyle, maybe you're right. Maybe it did. Okay, let's check that out. Man, it's so much easier doing this as a team, right? So we'll go back to publish. We'll choose my profile. This time we will, let's just check this. Oh, God. I guess I didn't save the profile, so that might be my fault. And let's do generate the script. Let's get rid of some of this other stuff out of here too, so we don't get too confused. Or was that the one? Did I just delete the real one? No, here it comes. Okay. So so here's this, right? I don't know why these goes are so spaced out, but this is crazy. So let's move this here, and let's move this one here and see if that solves the problem, which is kind of what we thought before. But oh my gosh, I'm getting tired of this. Cannot insert null into the column details. But here we said details, add default, unless it thinks column should not allow nulls. Cannot insert the value null to the column details. Let's see. Alter table, add default, and legacy for title. Now, I don't know why it's doing title. I mean, it's only giving an error on details and not on title. Is that the order that it goes in? Because we do... Oh, this is interesting. I left this one at the end here. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, because I'm doing details first. That's why it's telling me that. But maybe there should be one alter statement. What if it was one alter statement? I think you can do that, right? Alter column details, like, and put it... No, because this is on a table, and this is on a... Well, it is on a table. Can I do that? Can I, like, put these on the same line? I have absolutely no idea. Like, comma? Seems like that's okay, but I don't know. And so let's take that out of here. And, well, actually, this is all one table. So can't I just put these all in one statement? I thought you could. I thought alter... Maybe you can't have more than one line on an alter statement? I don't know. Let's just put them all in one, and I'm just going to run this thing and see what happens. Where's that other one? This thing. Add default for legacy title. So, alter columns. This is getting hard to read here. So this is going to say alter column details, not null. Let's put these defaults at the top of the statement. Again, I'm just kind of swinging at stuff here because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing in this arena. Well, I don't have absolutely no idea. But so what do I got here? I got, this isn't right here. I got a default for details. You know, I'm cutting and pasting stuff and it's just a mess. Because I'm not really paying attention when I'm talking. So let's just put that in here for title. And so can I run this line right here and see what happens? And you know what else I'm thinking? Well, I'm not really sure, but we're going to find out. So you can't, must be this one, add. I bet you can't add multiple things. All right, what if I just run this? Already has a default bound to it. I was wondering if that was happening because I ran this script a bunch of times, right? And it's not like transaction based, which tells me that it's gonna be whatever it was. Like it's these, some of these changes are being applied already. So what if I try to see, does this one exist? I'm guessing we're gonna get the same error, right? Already has default bound to it. Okay, fine. So does this line work now? And I'm guessing it doesn't because So I thought the whole point of a default was you can make a column nullable. But maybe it doesn't go and update the old data. That is what the problem is. So I think I know what I'm going to do. So watch this. I'm going to delete this. Don't save this, okay? I'm going to undo our changes. I'm going to undo our changes. Let's see. I don't even know if this is going to work, but I'm kind of attempting to revert. So if I undo this class here, undo changes. Okay. Now we should have the old schema here. And if I run it, it should set the database back. Now it might get really mad at me. I don't know. But I'm trying to sort of like undo things and get the database back so we can learn how to do this the right way. And let's try that. Let's try loading the profile. This is turning out to be a weirder show than I was expecting it to be. And this brings me back to the problem I always have, which is, let's just try publishing that, is that this project is moving along slowly. And I want to get to some fun stuff. And so I'm thinking that I need to do some of this work offline. Oh, look at that. Publish successfully. So we got the database back to the old state. That's what I was really trying to do there, right? Okay. So now, hopefully those defaults and stuff are gone. Okay. And so now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, how do I do this for like a deployment scenario? What I really want to do is I'm going to try this now. So let's put in those fields we have. I wonder if I can like Control Z in here in this thing to get back where I was. No luck. So let's just do one of these at a time because this will be a way we can learn. So if I want to set title to be not null, okay, and I don't even want to put a default on it. I'm just going to make it not null. Title, not null. Okay. I'm going to save that. This time, I'm going to do publish and load the profile. I don't think this is the right way to do it because the script isn't really going to get saved or like deployed to the next environment. But this will work for this environment, I think. Which is to say that I want to do something like this. I want to say update, what's it called? I don't even know what the heck the table's called. Episodes. I'm going to say set title equals legacy where title is null. Right? And that should set the ones that are in there that don't have titles, which I'd be interested to see. I guess I didn't even look at the database. I guess there are ones that have null. I don't know. Let's just see. So if I run this, this will happen first. I guess theoretically I can move this down to like, I don't know where, down here or something like that. It tells me it should be like more down here. And there's no transaction for any of this stuff, but you know, let's just try it with that. See if that works for the one field. So I run this. Still gave me an error. Title equals legacy. Now I want to look at the data because I'm getting mad now. This is getting annoying. It's not that bad. It's all part of the learning process. Here's my episodes. And if where's the view data? Where the heck's view data? Where's query? Where the heck's like the things I want to do? What? What the? Shouldn't I get like something in here? Oh. SQL Server Object Explorer. What the heck? Oh, man. This is turning out to be frustrating. This is rough. Why is that? That? Data loss. I'm updating title. That's the only thing I changed, where title is null. Setting it to legacy. And then I'm going to say alter column in varchar 50 not null. Because of this right here. Oh, God, this is really annoying. This thing right in here is getting put into my script again. And so it really doesn't care that I change the table. Oh, my gosh. Okay. So, altering table episodes. Interestingly, 0 rows affected is probably my update because I probably don't have any rows that are affected, which is really annoying. Right? Because if I think about it, I put all this thing in here to change the data, but this warning thing is happening beforehand. Why? Why is that happening beforehand? Why is it putting this in here? Now I'm getting ticked off. So let's try the next one. So let's see if I make title. That was details. Title not null. Let's do the same thing for space shot. Thanks for the, I guess that's like the devil face or something like that. This is really getting annoying here. So we're going to try this again. I'm going to put this thing in here. This time I'm going to put the default back in here. And I think we said it was like n legacy, meaning it was in there before the change occurred. And let's just see what happens. No, let's not even put the default in there. Now I want to see what happens if we just run this without, maybe my whole thought on default isn't really necessary in here. So we're going to change that. We're going to compile it again. We're going to generate the script, publish, load profile, do that, generate the script. And in this case, all I'm going to do is take out that stupid data loss thing. This time it's not even asking me about data loss. What? So, what? Well, this is turning out to be, I'm not really sure what the word is for it. I'd like to say interesting. But I want to close this again, and maybe it was this. That is putting the data loss thing in there, but I don't know why. That was an N, right, that we had in there before? Capital N, lowercase n, does it matter? I don't know. What did I alter? Space Shot wants to know what I altered. Well, we've been altering a bunch of stuff, or at least trying to alter a bunch of things. In this case, I altered the details, and I altered title, and I set it to be nullable. If you change a data type where you might lose data, then you might get the warning. Yes, exactly. that's what we would think. But what I'm saying is, in this case, in previous cases, and I know Space Shot, it's cool. You're probably coming and going and doing work and stuff like that. We've done this, tried to do this a few times, and it seems like the warning is inconsistent. Yeah, we went from non-nullable. No, we went from nullable to non-nullable. So, although it looks like we went the other way. Allow nulls is checked. Oh, wait. You know what? Sorry, I'm getting confused here. Did we go from... Well, did I read it backwards? Is this whole thing... Let's just take a look here. Let's just be clear here. When we look at the old versus the new... No, Space Shot, I don't remember what your solution would be here, but feel free to share. Always happy to hear what you have to say. Compare with unmodified. So this doesn't show anything. What the hell? Oh. Title is... This doesn't look like we made any change. I'm kind of losing my mind here. Ban nulls. Well, that's what I'm actually doing in the first place, is I don't want these fields to be nullable. But they were marked as allow null. So why? Maybe I checked something wrong here. Let's just kind of want to... Didn't I just make it not nullable? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Let's call this, I don't know. Let's double check this again. So right now, I'm gonna reset this thing again. Okay. So I don't want to... Let's undo any changes that there might be. Okay. And let's get rid of all this stuff. And... So the Dev Talk Show tonight is going to be much smoother than this, because Space Shot will be running the conversation. How's that for pressure? He says we're host. No, tonight, 8:30 p.m. on Twitch or Mixer / the Dev Talk Show. And we're going to have some fun talking about GitHub Actions, which is a pretty popular topic that everybody wants to know about. I haven't really played with them. I'm looking forward to learning some stuff. And I hope you guys were going to join us. If you're watching now, please join us later. All right, so I'm going to go back to square one again. I'm going to publish this again and make sure that my database is back at the state I want it to be. Okay. When you add the default using an alter, it doesn't retroactively add the values. When you add the default using an alter, it doesn't retroactively add the values. Okay. I thought it did. Well, obviously, I thought it did. So you're saying if I didn't use an alter, if I created the table, originally it would add the values? Yeah, Space Shot, I'm with you. I don't do this too often when it comes to SQL stuff. There's another command, I'll have to look it up, that tells it to update everything. Wow. Thanks, Freestyle. Yeah, we could look for that. Maybe I should look. Oh my gosh, it's 12:53 already. What's the title of this show going to be called when we look at it in the archives? SQL is a pain in the bleep. Maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Change. Let's do like, what if I do SQL column alter to non-nullable? And what, maybe there's like a tip in here, right? Unnullifying existing column data. Well, okay, this is what I started to do before. Right? Just to put something in there. Alter the column structure. Spaceshot's got a link. Spaceshot says change a nullable column to not null with default value. Let's just go to the answer. Alter table, add constraint, default get date for created. That's what I was doing on the date, sort of, I think. Update my table. So they still need to do the update statement, which was I was putting that in at one point. I know I was putting that in at one point, although I might not have done it right. And then they're altering the table, which is interesting. So I guess what that does is this sets it for new data that eventually gets added, and this loads the existing data. And I guess you can't do it without that, which is not what I thought. But let's go with that. It's not a one-statement job. Yeah, so I tried playing around with this a bit, and I thought I had it close to that at one point. Now, the thing I'm not really sure about, so let's do this again. Okay, let's go to episodes. And we're all learning something here about SQL, which I guess is a good thing. So let's change the title of this to Learning About Nullable Columns in SQL and Changing Them. And that will be the title. And so I'm going to go back in time, and I'm going to tweet out that today on Shwami Streams, we're going to learn about, and I'm going to edit this, by the way, I'm going to edit this into the beginning of the show when I put it on YouTube. No, I won't, but wouldn't that be cool? Hey guys, let's start off this show. Today, we're going to learn about nullable columns in SQL Server databases and how to change the field if you want to take it, right? This will be my new intro. So I don't know about Cosmos DB. Oh my gosh, that's a whole other thing. All right, so what I was doing is let's take title, and let's say we no longer allow it to be null. And I'll put this on here as, we're just putting in the word like legacy to say like it existed beforehand, right? And if I do that, now it says it's default, which is a little different than the script. Spaceshot says, I'm going to do this show as if I don't know how to do this, but that's just so you can see how frustrating. Yes, that's the one. I knew this all along, right? But it's important for other developers. That just be like my motto of this show altogether. But it's important for other developers to see the path you would go to getting to the solution. But no, I knew it all along. And yeah, and I want to thank Freestyle and Spaceshot for giving out the answers. I emailed them some answers in advance so that they could sort of like play like they're the audience. No, it's all lies. It's all lies. Andy does not know what he's doing. It's all, but look, the magic of editing. I mean, I really could make it look really smooth, like I knew what was going on. Okay, so the theory is, and this is what we were getting to, Spaceshot. I think you were missing this earlier. So let's just see if I did this, okay? That if I save this and build this, we're going to do one column at a time here, right? That if we try to do a publish, it's going to fail. And if we generate a script, I'm going to go to generate script. Let's see if this advanced warning is on there. So again, it says block. So it's not save. I thought I saved this. This might be the problem. This is putting that warning in there. And if I uncheck this, it fixes it. or at least it takes that line out. Okay. The thing I need to figure out, okay, let's just leave it like that. And now if I do generate script, I'll bet that line won't be in there, which is the line that says, you know, you can't have the warning about the data loss. There's definitely a topic here, Space Shot. Yeah, and honestly, the short answer to the topic, I like it to be, because there's a lot of ways to do like database migration stuff, is supposed to be DAC packs, right? But this DAC pack is not behaving the way I thought it would. Block me from doing anything wrong checkbox. Yeah, I don't know. So let's see. So now I don't have that thing, right? And what I need to do is after I alter the... It adds that constraint at the end. See this? It's adding this default, which is not the same syntax we saw in Stack Overflow, which was a constraint. But let's hope it works the same way. But I don't think it matters the order because I need to update it before this anyway, because it's not going to fix... All right, so let's do this. Let's do update episodes. Set title equals... I'll even put the N in there. Legacy. And we found that no rows are updated by this because I don't even think there are any rows that are bad. And that's where the real problem is. That if I don't put this in at all, it's probably going to work. You know what? Let's try it. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm just determined to figure this out. I'm so... what did I do there? Whoops. Oh, maybe I didn't have it on like run the whole thing. N is not permitted in this context. Where the heck? What did I do? There's no N. Is there an N in here somewhere? Maybe this, maybe the N here? Does it have to be a capital? Let's just take it out. Let's just run it anyway. Okay, look at that. So it worked. Because I don't think I had any data yeah, I don't think there were any rows that were not valid. Like, I don't think title was ever null, which is the crazy part. So now, but that's okay, because it might have been details was, we're going to do the same thing for details now. Got to run Freestyle. Thanks. Oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock. Oh, I got to get going too. Hey, thanks for all the participation. And I hope to see you tonight. Freestyle, if you have some time, check us out at 8:30 p.m. on the Dev Talk Show. And I got to run too. I'm glad you put that note in there because it's 1 o'clock and I like to wrap these shows up in about an hour. So to everybody that was here that sat through the chaos of learning how to deal with database schema changes, I'm going to hope to improve upon this. I want to get the hang of this because I think this is a critical. I think this is a critical part of like a development strategy is how to migrate databases and how to keep these databases in sync. And that's why I actually, to be honest, like built this thing that way. I didn't put all the columns in right away because I knew I was going to migrate them. I thought it was going to be a lot easier. I thought the DAC pack was going to enable me to do this in a much simpler way. It does not seem to be doing that for me today. So, I don't know. I'll try to figure out a little bit more of this and maybe share it with you next week. In the meantime, that's it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. And feel free to subscribe or follow or whatever it is on whatever platform it is you're on. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take it easy.